Building approvals rise. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, I'm Florian Heise and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I've got my stein of coffee and I thought we'd have a look at the latest release from the ABS with regards to building approvals in December. And they have gone up. They've gone up. Dwelling approvals have gone up, which is some good news, everyone, for the construction industry. Well, because we've copped it a lot. I'll bring up the chart here and you can see building approvals have gone up for dwelling unit approvals, private sector houses approvals. The black line is the trend and the grey is the seasonally adjusted line. Has gone up, but not too much if you look at that chart. So let's have a read through their media release. The number of dwellings approved rose 2.1% in December 2019 in trend terms, according to the data released by the Australian Bureau of Statistics today. Even with this upswing to end the year, the number of dwellings approved in 2019 calendar year was 19.1% lower than the previous year. Okay, well that's a much worse statistic, isn't it? Maybe I'll have to go with that in the title. Nearly 20% down, 19% less building approvals in 2019 compared to 2018. What does that tell you guys? What does that tell you? I mean, have a look at this one here. This is showing the apartment boom, the amount of foreign investment. Over 90% of them at one stage was driving that. Of the building approvals was driving that. Over 90% of them were foreign investors. Look at that drop off and look what we're seeing now. So 19% reduction. Yeah. The trend for total dwelling approvals series continued to rise at the end of 2019, said Daniel Rossi, Director of Construction Statistics at the ABS. The increase in December was driven by private sector dwellings, excluding houses, so townhouses and apartments, which rose 4.9%. Private sector houses also increased by 0.3%. But we have to remember the last time we looked at this, dwellings plummeted. The approvals plummeted. So it looks like it's coming back on. Some people are getting approvals for townhouses, for apartments, for other projects. It'd be interesting to see if they could dig down into it a little bit deeper to see what type of townhouses or apartment projects they were. Would some of them be maybe aged care? Because I'd suspect that would be where some investment is going, particularly with the aging population we have here in Australia. You've got to follow the boomers, guys. You've got to follow the boomers. Across the states and territories, dwelling approvals rose in Victoria by 6.1%, Northern Territory by 4.7%, the Australian Capital Territory by 1%, New South Wales by 0.5%, and South Australia by 0.5%. Decreases were recorded in Tasmania and Western Australia and Queensland. So Tassie at 2%, Western Australia at 1.4%, and Queensland at 1.3% in trend terms. Approvals for private sector houses increased in Western Australia 2%, Victoria 1.1%, Queensland 1.1%, South Australia 0.5%. Private house approvals in New South Wales fell 2.1% in trend terms. The seasonally adjusted estimate for total dwellings approved fell 0.2% in December after a 10.9% rise in the previous month. Both private houses and dwellings, excluding houses, fell by 0.1%. The value of total building approval fell 0.6% in December in trend terms and has fallen for 6 months. The value of residential building rose 1.1%, while non-residential building fell 2.7%. So the overall value fell, and it's fallen for the last 6 months. We're seeing a slight pickup in December in trend terms when you take, when it's seasonally adjusted. Oh no. Trend, sorry, not seasonally adjusted. The trend is going up. So I mean that's good, but this 19.1% is just. It explains why a lot of people, I would say, in the construction industry feel like it's been a recession for a year, feel like it's been a slowdown, feel like it's gotten quiet. The beginning of the year was dead, then it kind of picked up, it's gotten quiet. And now this year, a little bit more action happening. It depends on what sector you're in. And housing, it's a big chunk of it, guys. A big portion of the construction. Let me know in the comments if you've felt or experienced in your business, if you're in the trades, if you work in the housing or apartments, have you noticed an uptick from December last year? Or is it still quiet? So let's have a look here. This is building approvals. And the total number of dwelling units, it's still heading up. So the trend estimate rose 2.1%. You can see seasonally adjusted, it's gone up. The number of private sector houses, and it's gone up 0.3% in December. The trend shooting up there. The number of private sector dwellings, excluding units, rose 4.9% in December. I'll make sure you can see that. And the value of new residential buildings. Trend estimate for the value of new residential building approvals rose 1.5% in December and has risen for 4 months. So value of alterations and additions in residential buildings. Now this is the interesting one. This is where you'll see if people are, borrowing to add money to the house, to add value to it. And I'm just thinking, this is like what we want to do. We want to lift the house, the old Queenslander, and fix it up. Trend estimates for the value of alterations and additions in residential building fell 1.8% in December and have fallen for 9 months. So it looks like that renovation, refurbishment sector in residential is getting quieter, guys. Is getting quieter. Now I'm sure there'll be a lot of trades that work in that sector. And value of non-residential building approval fell 2.7% in December and has fallen for 5 months. So we can see here 5 months fallen, 9 months fallen. So it's not too surprising if people in the construction industry feel like it's been a tough year, feel like we're already in recession, because, well, the construction sector probably is. Probably is, with building approvals falling by nearly 20% from one year to the next. What does that tell you, guys? How many people have been laid off? How many people have gotten quiet? It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. Let's have a look at it per state. So while, we've got some good news for December, December's picked up a bit. Building approvals have picked up. But, we'll bring up this chart here. You can have a look at last December was trending down. It's so small, it's tiny. It's so small, it's tiny. So per state trends. New South Wales, the trend estimate for total number of dwelling units approved in New South Wales rose 0.5% in December. The trend estimates for the number of private sector houses fell 2.1% in December. Victoria, trend estimate for the total number of dwelling units approved rose 6.1. Private sector houses rose 1.1 in December. And in Queensland, the trend estimate for the total number of dwelling units approved fell 1.3% in December, and private sector houses rose 1.1% in December. South Australia, dwelling units approved in South Australia rose 0.5% in December. Private sector houses rose 0.5%. Western Australia, total number of dwelling units approved in WA fell 1.4% in December. Private sector houses rose 2% in December. So we're getting a few mixed messages here in the construction sector. The biggest one for me is this 19.1%. While it's good to have a bit of a positive news, positive start to the year, at least in one of these industries, when I'm constantly reading about retailers going under, liquidation, voluntary administration, boom, 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 retail recession, iron ore prices crashing down, our tourist industry taking a hit, consumer confidence down. It's good that construction is going up a bit, even if it's just a little. It's probably because I'd say people are taking advantage of the cash rate. People are probably taking advantage of the cash rate. But we're not seeing people renovate or add to their homes, are we? That's going down. So it's going to be interesting to see where it all lands. So guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Do you think this is a sign? Do you think the construction industry is slowly going to recover? Are we going to see this continue? Or will it peter out because the economy is going to feel the effects of reduced revenue from natural resources, reduced tourism, and that will flow through, and the decline in retail? So people are going to have less money to invest. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and predictions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and would like to help us grow and create more content, there are a few ways you can do that. You can simply share the content, guys. I really appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. You can like the videos. YouTube loves every interaction. Or if you want to do that little bit extra, we have Patreon where you can join and make a monthly donation. You can also do the same here on YouTube by becoming a member. We have affiliate links with Amazon, eBay, and Independent Reserve. We sell our own merch on the HeiseSays website, and we have PayPal if you want to contribute that way. Thanks to everyone who's helped out. Appreciate it all, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.